Howdy, howdy.
Hey, what's going on, Pete? It's Ryan. How long have you been shaping?
I started on the kitchen table in the back patio at 14, and I'm going to be turning 70 in a couple of months here, so I'm not that great with math. Then I took a 25-year break, so you need to subtract 25 from your math.
Where are you from and where's home now?
I spent 31 years in Newport, and that kind of, it's time to move on. And then I spent 31 years in Venice, and now I'm going to spend the final 31 years right smack in between San Pedro.
Who do you have glassing your boards?
Well, I'd rather not talk about that at the moment. That's always a tricky conversation.
How do you measure surfboard value?
Someday, a 7-Eleven strip mall is going to be a historic landmark, and it's going to be like, they're going to preserve them because they're classic. I mean, there's nothing better than a 7-Eleven strip mall, and the older the better. I mean, I remember the first one I ever saw, I think it was in the 60s. I was just going, holy fuck. You can walk across the street, a convenience store. But, that brings us down to the question of convenience versus culture. There isn't an ounce of culture in a 7-Eleven convenience store, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's a fine line here.
So culture is embedded into the value of surfboards?
It's pop culture, and art, it's an art dealer. In music, it's just the promoters. I mean, there's the middleman that goes from the artist to the public. There's the transmitters, so to speak. The promoters are always, the world would be chaos without promoters. They organize it, the transmitters, and they figure out how the artist can't figure it out how to feed themselves. And the public is hungry for something, and so the transmitter bridges the gap. It feeds the public, and, it depends on where you live. If you live uptown New York, it's whatever culture they made it to be, and you got to speak to your cultures.
What's the first thing you check when QCing your boards?
I cringe.
Do you order custom blanks?
Each and every single one of them. And then the lightest one possible. I prefer styrofoam over poly any day.
What's your PU to EPS build ratio? How many EPS boards are you building for every PU?
Not enough.
Who's been giving you feedback on your boards?
Well, that's part of the program. A lot of the customers are 50 and over, They went to the 80s and the 90s and stuff. And they're getting a little older, a little more of a beer belly. and so, that's the beauty of custom surfboards. Is you climb into bed with them. You find out where they are. I request pictures and videos of them surfing, so I know their ability and their inability, and and pictures of all their bitches. And what they like and don't like about them. This is the beauty of getting a custom surfboard, is to take advantage of a shaper that wants to create a bitch that brings you the most pleasure that you can have for where you are in life. And that's not what looks cool. It may not look cool they're walking down the beach. But if you can get over your little ego and your intimidation and just surrender and just surf and be honest and not lie about your abilities, then I have something to work with and to create something that's going to best suit you and bring you the most joy.
How close do you keep your eye on contests?
Oh, it's glued. Let me point something out to you. I want to know my enemies. I don't want to know my allies. I want to study my enemies. So, I keep them arm's distance.
Custom board versus stock board off the rack?
Walmart or Air One? You choose.
What's your custom to stock build ratio?
0 to 1.
So you're not doing stock? You're not putting boards in any stores?
I'm, I got to pay the fucking bills. So, there's a couple of friends I kind of working with right now that have shops. So you busted me.
Any surf shop employees or any of those friends that you want to give a special shout out to?
One of the friends, I've probably known for 30 years. And we went up and give it a little shot in Newport. So I kind of went with them for a bit. And, Newport, as well as I do, to open a surf shop when you're out of the area. You're in for a real treat. That's like rolling the dice in the dark. The other one, he has a pretty good head and a shoulder, but, he opened one out there by, in the Outwater, Silver Lake area. I think they call it Frogtown. Yeah, Frogtown. And they opened a cute little shop there, and I like the guys, the two brothers. And anyway, so we'll see how it goes. I do see a trend coming up, and it's been brewing for ever since I came back into the surf world, where we had the Pilgrims, we had the Mullocks, and you have the Daydream in Newport, you have the Almond. There is a strong trend in the surfies in San Diego, in the Icons of Surf in San Clemente. So there is a trend for the good old-fashioned surf shop come about.
What do you think about board reviews on the internet?
Well, fuck, you can't believe anybody. If somebody gets paid off to say something, and people's marketing campaigns are so silly on Jesus. The fly for every spider, right? I can pretty much guarantee you're never, ever, ever going to surf like John or Kelly Slater or, it's slipping my name. What's Irons? What's his first name?
Andy and Bruce?
Yeah, Andy. If you buy a board like them, it would be like you driving Parnelli Joe's Formula race car. You would crash that fucking thing at the first corner. Those fucking guys are riding Formula One race cars. You have no business riding something like that.
What's something most people don't know about Schroff Surfboards?
They suck. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We're pretty much an open book. We have no little fucking hidden sacred secrets or anything like that. We're pretty much an open book and just speak our minds.
Who's your stab in the darker shaper?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, okay, I got your question now. You got me thinking. I don't know much about him, but I've always been intrigued by his surfing and took up shaping is Andrew Doheny.
Droid.
Yeah, so the other one is Bobby Sandsinker. He's another level, Anyway, so let me think of his proper name. He's San Diego. Dude, rides the weird shit, but hot as fuck surfer.
You talking about Ryan Birch?
Yeah, he king shit. So Ryan Birch, I think, at the top of my list.
What's the craziest custom board order?
The last one to my memory is recreating the Matavish Nat Young D-bottom Bonzer. I've been throwing a Bonzer into it.
Do you have anything new in the works?
We're starting to go in and dissect Wild Thing right now because the way Mick surfed that sucker with the side cut.
I'm going to say a word or phrase, and then you just say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Sean Stussy.
Two picky fucks in a pod. That's Sean and I.
Volkswagen.
Which wagon?
Volkswagen.
That's the trickiest question of all. Integrity versus sellout.
Echo Beach.
Vegas by the Sea.
Newport.
My birthplace.
All right, Peter. Thanks so much.
All right. Sayonara.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.